Shake Table Lab by Eliza and Jamie Brennan. Jamie and I made this design at the start of this project. In the beginning, we wanted the tower to be 36 centimeters high for the whole tower, but the rules changed and we needed a roof like no one else's. The tower is now 41 centimeters tall. My partner and I started by building a base out of straws. We attached it to the bottom of the cardboard by drilling holes through it and then inserting the straws through and taping that on the bottom. That makes the structure secure to the base. We built up on the base by taking more straws and inserting one into the other and securing them with tape. One of the building requirements was that the building had to be 36 centimeters high, so we started building up and adding a second story. The straws on the sides of the story are in an X shape to make the structure stronger. Cross-hatching the straws connects the different sides of the building and gives them support. We also added paper to hold the weights that we put on at the end and started building support beams for the roof. Jamie and I finished the main structure and we were making the roof. The roof was in a staircase form and we added a big donut on top to decorate it, as you will see on the next page. My partner and I originally wanted the height of the tower to be 36 centimeters in total. Now it is 41 centimeters including the roof. The sandbags on the tower are to test what the building would be like with weight. When we tested with them, we could only use 4 weights in total. To strengthen the tower, Jamie and I used the straws in the X shape on the sides and the bottom of the floor in each story, 3 straws on the bottom verticals, and 3 straws on the top verticals. We also added a few straws taped together to secure the place where we put the weights. I think the strongest part of our tower are the X's on the bottom of each story, because they're supported by the top verticals and the bottom verticals and will easily support the weight of the sandbags. I think the weakest part of our tower are the X's on the sides of the bottom floor. They have to support the whole tower plus the weights, and I don't think they're strong enough to do that. The places that we put the most tape on the tower were normally at the corners. There are a lot at both places where the X's meet on the sides of the building, at the bottoms, middle, and top. Jamie and I had extra paper for making the donut on the top of the tower. We got extra straws to make the roof, and if it weren't for that, we wouldn't have extra straws, let alone enough. During our first tower testing, we successfully held 4 sandbags. Finally, we had our last testing. Sadly, it only held 8 sandbags in total.
You can't just go like that. You have to start off just like that. Oh my god! Eliza,
The XYZ graph measures the movement of the structure on the shake table. This was the last try of our tower, so the line gets bigger in the middle because the tower is getting weaker and moving a lot, and the line is flat at the end because it fell, so there is no more movement. The blue line on the top is measuring the motion of it going up and down. The green line on the bottom measures the movement side to side, and the orange line in the middle measures the movement back and forth.
This is Eliza reporting live. Jamie and my building held 8 whole sandbags. It failed on the bottom crosshatches on the first story. If I can change anything about the building, I would make the walls closer together so all the straws can support each other. I learned that when you're making an earthquake-proof building, you have to make sure that it's completely supported throughout the building, and the bottom story has to be the strongest because that's what carries all the weight. I enjoyed watching the building fail and doing it with all the classmates. It was so much fun. Thank you and good night. Hello, this is Jamie Brennan reporting live. Me and Eliza's building successfully held 8 whole sandbags. It failed in the bottom left crosshatches because the straw above it was way too weak. I would have added a couple more bundles to it to make it more supportive. When I would have changed our building because I would have made it a little bit tighter because we had a ton of space that didn't have any support. There were like no straws. It was really, really weak. I really enjoyed this lab because I got to experience what it was like to build an earthquake-proof building out of straws, paper, and tape, and it was really fun to watch our building collapse. I learned that when you're making an earthquake-proof building, you have to make sure you have a ton of support, otherwise it's going to crash almost immediately. Thank you!